VSBNradio.com is your home for live scores, updated standings, and archived broadcasts in case you miss even one single second of the action. For exclusive content from the game, like us on Facebook at VSBN Radio. And while you're at it, follow us at VSBN Radio on Twitter and Instagram. Varsity Sports Broadcasting Network, your source for sports in North Central Ohio. Online at VSBNradio.com. Buying your dream home is something that you'll never forget. But the process can also bring stress. Finding the right house, making the right offer, selling your old house. Don't let the process become overwhelming. Instead, let Joshua Kennedy with Coldwell Banker Maddox McCleary Realtors take on the burden for you. He was born, raised, and lives right here in North Central Ohio. Serving the area for nearly 10 years, Joshua Kennedy can help you sell your house and put you in your dream home today. He's always accepting new clients, so give him a call today at 419-571-1699. That's 419-571-1699, or email jkennedy305@gmail.com. Joshua Kennedy of Coldwell Banker Maddox McCleary Realtors, working for you and with you from beginning to end to make the process as smooth and as enjoyable as possible. jkennedy305@gmail.com.
For all of your insurance needs, from auto and home to life and workplace benefits, Douglas Neighbors Allstate Insurance has you covered. Doug Neighbors is a proud supporter of VSBN Radio and Lexington Minutemen Athletics. His office is located at 1367 Park Avenue West in Ontario, so stop in Monday through Friday, or you can give him a call at 419-529-2313. That's 419-529-2313. You're in good hands with Douglas Neighbors Allstate Insurance.
BP Electric of Ohio doesn't supply electricity, but they do keep the power flowing to meet the needs of your family and business. Using only qualified electricians, BP Electric of Ohio has been serving the entire state since 2003. Their service department offers a full range of residential electrical maintenance services, including panel changes, fixture replacement, outlet repair, exterior services, and more. BP Electric of Ohio is located in downtown Lexington and online at bpelectricofoh.com. Proud to be the presenting sponsor of Lexington basketball on VSBN Radio.
RFME wants you to know that not all insurance agencies are created equal. Some separate themselves by the experience and knowledge of their agents. Roby Foster Miller Eric, RFME, can trace its beginnings back to 1872, and as a group, their insurance professionals can point to over 130 years of insurance experience. Add to that the dozens of highly respected insurance companies that they represent, and you see why they are Mid-Ohio's insurance leader, RFME.
Locally owned and operated, the Life Support Team is a medical service providing emergency, non-emergency, and standby medical coverage 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their paramedics and EMTs provide the highest quality of care in your time of need. If you need medical transportation, call the Life Support Team, 419-522-2020. If you want to become a member of the Life Support Team, they're currently hiring EMTs and paramedics. To find out more, give them a call at 419-522-2020.
This is former Minuteman Nick Leisure, and you're listening to Lexington Basketball on VSBNradio.com. Go Lex.
From Lexington High School, one final time in the 2019-2020 season. On a Friday night, it is time for game number 22, as the Lexington Minutemen on senior night get set to host a very good Shelby Whippets Ball Club. Hi, everybody. Corey Durbin with you tonight. Excited to be here in a packed house, maybe the biggest capacity or maybe the biggest crowd we've had all year here at Lexington. It is packed all the way to the rafters on both sides. Shelby brought over maybe the most fans from an opposing team this year we've seen at Lexington. And then, of course, the Minutemen fans out in full force, as always. In the student section across the court from us off to our right here is massive. This may be the biggest student section of the year. So really, really excited to bring you all the action tonight. Shelby comes in at 17-4 overall. They won the MOAC Conference with a perfect 12-0 record, beating Ontario by 2 games. So they kind of breezed through conference play, Shelby did. And like I said, they've only lost 4 times. And like Lexington, they are in Division II. So Shelby looking pretty good heading into the tournament right now as we stand. Lexington on the other side of things, 12-9 on the year. They finished conference play in the OCC at 9-3 as they wrapped up OCC play last Friday night at Mount Vernon and got a win there in overtime. So Lexington, they did go on Saturday night last week to lose to Ottawa Glandorf, but Ottawa Glandorf, a very good team. Historically, they are very good. They've won several state titles. They're ranked third in Division III in the state. And Lexington, quite honestly, put up a really good fight until that second half. And you don't ever want to blame a loss solely on officiating, but that did play a large part in that loss last week to Ottawa Glandorf. So hopefully tonight we get a fair game here on senior night, and the best team walks out of here with a win, just because they simply beat the other team, not because of any outside forces. Lexington warming up off to our left. Still don't know the starting lineups for sure tonight. Obviously, it's going to be 5 of the 6 seniors, but not positive if Coach Hamilton will throw Drew Kleinecht in there for his only start of the year or not. We'll have to wait and see on that. They don't have the starters up on the scoreboard yet. And Shelby as well, I could take a pretty good guess at what their starting lineup is going to be. But again, with them, I'm also not sure. So we'll find out on the starting lineups when we come back here in just a moment. But first, we'll take a break. We'll come back with starting lineups and the uniforms, as always. Brought to you by A Material Girl. And we'll have the tip-off here in just about a little under 15 minutes from Lexington High School on senior night as the Minutemen host the Shelby Whippets here on VSBNradio.com.
Still need to do some Christmas shopping for the women in your life? Check out A Material Girl, a locally owned women's boutique where there's something for everyone. A Material Girl specializes in hand-picked women's clothing at an affordable price, and they are now offering free shipping on orders of $30 or more. Check out fashionbyamg.com. That's fashionbyamg.com.
RFME wants you to know that not all insurance agencies are created equal. Some separate themselves by the experience and knowledge of their agents. Roby Foster Miller Eric, RFME, can trace its beginnings back to 1872, and as a group, their insurance professionals can point to over 130 years of insurance experience. Add to that the dozens of highly respected insurance companies that they represent, and you see why they are Mid-Ohio's insurance leader, RFME.
Buying your dream home is something that you'll never forget, but the process can also bring stress. Finding the right house, making the right offer, selling your old house. Don't let the process become overwhelming. Instead, let Joshua Kennedy with Coldwell Banker Maddox McCleary Realtors take on the burden for you. He was born, raised, and lives right here in North Central Ohio. Serving the area for nearly 10 years, Joshua Kennedy can help you sell your house and put you in your dream home today. He's always accepting new clients, so give him a call today at 419-571-1699. That's 419-571-1699, or email jkennedy305@gmail.com. Joshua Kennedy of Coldwell Banker Maddox McCleary Realtors, working for you and with you from beginning to end to make the process as smooth and as enjoyable as possible. jkennedy305@gmail.com.
Locally owned and operated, the Life Support Team is a medical service providing emergency, non-emergency, and standby medical coverage 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their paramedics and EMTs provide the highest quality of care in your time of need. If you need medical transportation, call the Life Support Team, 419-522-2020. If you want to become a member of the Life Support Team, they're currently hiring EMTs and paramedics. To find out more, give them a call at 419-522-2020.
BP Electric of Ohio doesn't supply electricity, but they do keep the power flowing to meet the needs of your family and business. Using only qualified electricians, BP Electric of Ohio has been serving the entire state since 2003. Their service department offers a full range of residential electrical maintenance services, including panel changes, fixture replacement, outlet repair, exterior services, and more. BP Electric of Ohio is located in downtown Lexington and online at bpelectricofoh.com. Proud to be the presenting sponsor of Lexington basketball on VSBN Radio.
For all of your insurance needs, from auto and home to life and workplace benefits, Douglas Neighbors Allstate Insurance has you covered. Doug Neighbors is a proud supporter of VSBN Radio and Lexington Minutemen Athletics. His office is located at 1367 Park Avenue West in Ontario, so stop in Monday through Friday, or you can give him a call at 419-529-2313. That's 419-529-2313. You're in good hands with Douglas Neighbors Allstate Insurance.
This is former Minuteman Nick Leisure, and you're listening to Lexington Basketball on VSBNradio.com. Go Lex.
Back here inside Lexington High School, and it's a good thing my headphones are noise canceling because it is extremely loud in here tonight. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a fun one. The crowd here tonight is absolutely electric. And I don't know if I've been this excited for a game this year, and I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a close game. JV for Lexington ended up losing right at the end. Shelby hit a layup, and then Lexington got the ball out, came down, had a chance at a buzzer beater but missed, and JV ended up losing by a point. And I expect something very similar, at least as far as a close game in the varsity, but hopefully varsity for Lexington is on the other side of the game on the in the win column. Still no word on starting lineups yet, as I think they're trying to get them plugged in here to the scoreboard, but obviously on senior night you would expect all seniors to start. Problem is Lexington has 6 of those, so which combination is Coach Hamilton going to go with? And then for Shelby, they do have, I don't know their exact starting lineup quite yet, but I will say the player to watch for them, kid named TJ Pugh. He's 6'6". He's a junior, and he is the second leading scorer in the Mid-Ohio Athletic Conference with 22 points a game. He's also averaging 9 rebounds a game. They also have a point guard named Johnny DeVito. He's averaging just about 5 assists per game and 3 steals a game. Also, TJ Pugh is one of the conference leaders in steals per game with 2, and TJ Pugh also leading in blocked shots. So TJ Pugh, Johnny DeVito, and Cody Lance, who also is a football star for Shelby. I'm sure he'll be a big factor tonight as well. So those are 3 players to watch out for. And as I give you those keys, players to watch out for, they put the starting lineups up on the scoreboard. So as I mentioned, Johnny DeVito, the 6-foot point guard, will get the start. He's a senior for Shelby. Also getting the start, TJ Pugh, the 6'6 junior I mentioned there a moment ago. Cody Lance, another one I mentioned. It's like I'm psychic. I know what I'm talking about. Cody Lance, the 6'2 junior, will also get the start for Shelby. And then rounding up the starting lineup, a senior 6'1 Grant Gossam and a 6'2 sophomore, Jeremy Holloway, number 30. For Lexington, they will go with that familiar lineup, starting at point guard and handling the ball part-time will be Danny Schaefer. The other part of the time for the Minutemen tonight will be senior Caden Berry. Out on the wing will be seniors Dylan Spears, and down low you'll have the deadly combination of post players, 6'6" senior Isaiah Pack and 6'4" senior Max Waldruff. So the 5 seniors that have started pretty much all year will get the start tonight, and then I'm sure Drew Kleineck will come off the bench fairly early tonight for the Minutemen. Tonight's uniforms, as always, brought to you by A Material Girl, locally owned women's boutique where there's something for everyone. A Material Girl, proud supporters of Lexington Athletics and VSBNradio.com. Give them a check them out online at fashionbyamg.com. And they've got something for everyone. So, guys, you know, if you screwed up Valentine's Day and you need to make it up to your significant other, head on over to fashionbyamg.com. They'll take good care of you, and usually they have a great deal going on. I didn't check fashionbyamg.com before the game tonight, but they always have some type of great deal going on. So check them out, fashionbyamg.com. Uniforms tonight, Lexington, as they have every single home game this year, going with the all-whites, and they've got the purple letters and numbers, gold trim, and a little bit of gold, white, purple and yellow trim, or purple and gold, and a little bit of gray trim going down the sides of their pants. They also have the Minuteman logo on either side of their shorts as well. So Minuteman in the all-whites. Shelby going with the gray uniforms tonight with the scarlet, I think they would call it, or red, whatever you want to call it. Scarlet and white trim. So gray uniforms for Shelby, white uniforms for Lexington, and it's going to be a good one tonight. Could not be more excited to bring you all of the action here on VSBNradio.com. Shelby at 17-4, a perfect 12-0 in the MOAC. Lexington 12-9 overall, and they finished second place in the OCC with a 9-3 record. Pretty good matchup to end the season here on senior night at Lexington, and we'll have all the action coming up here very shortly, here in about 4 minutes on VSBNradio.com.
VSBNradio.com is your home for live scores, updated standings, and archived broadcasts in case you miss even one single second of the action. For exclusive content from the game, like us on Facebook at VSBN Radio. And while you're at it, follow us at VSBN Radio on Twitter and Instagram. Varsity Sports Broadcasting Network, your source for sports in North Central Ohio. Online at VSBNradio.com. Buying your dream home is something that you'll never forget. But the process can also bring stress. Finding the right house, making the right offer, selling your old house. Don't let the process become overwhelming. Instead, let Joshua Kennedy with Coldwell Banker Maddox McCleary Realtors take on the burden for you. He was born, raised, and lives right here in North Central Ohio. Serving the area for nearly 10 years, Joshua Kennedy can help you sell your house and put you in your dream home today. He's always accepting new clients, so give him a call today at 419-571-1699. That's 419-571-1699, or email jkennedy305@gmail.com. Joshua Kennedy of Coldwell Banker Maddox McCleary Realtors, working for you and with you from beginning to end to make the process as smooth and as enjoyable as possible. jkennedy305@gmail.com.
For all of your insurance needs, from auto and home to life and workplace benefits, Douglas Neighbors Allstate Insurance has you covered. Doug Neighbors is a proud supporter of VSBN Radio and Lexington Minutemen Athletics. His office is located at 1367 Park Avenue West in Ontario, so stop in Monday through Friday, or you can give him a call at 419-529-2313. That's 419-529-2313. You're in good hands with Douglas Neighbors Allstate Insurance.
BP Electric of Ohio doesn't supply electricity, but they do keep the power flowing to meet the needs of your family and business. Using only qualified electricians, BP Electric of Ohio has been serving the entire state since 2003. Their service department offers a full range of residential electrical maintenance services, including panel changes, fixture replacement, outlet repair, exterior services, and more. BP Electric of Ohio is located in downtown Lexington and online at bpelectricofoh.com. Proud to be the presenting sponsor of Lexington basketball on VSBN Radio.
RFME wants you to know that not all insurance agencies are created equal. Some separate themselves by the experience and knowledge of their agents. Roby Foster Miller Eric, RFME, can trace its beginnings back to 1872, and as a group, their insurance professionals can point to over 130 years of insurance experience. Add to that the dozens of highly respected insurance companies that they represent, and you see why they are Mid-Ohio's insurance leader, RFME.
Locally owned and operated, the Life Support Team is a medical service providing emergency, non-emergency, and standby medical coverage 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their paramedics and EMTs provide the highest quality of care in your time of need. If you need medical transportation, call the Life Support Team, 419-522-2020. If you want to become a member of the Life Support Team, they're currently hiring EMTs and paramedics. To find out more, give them a call at 419-522-2020.
This is former Minuteman Nick Leisure, and you're listening to Lexington Basketball on VSBNradio.com. Go Lex.
Starting lineups being announced here at Lexington High School, and all we have to do now is get the national anthem in, and we'll be ready for basketball as they announce the starters. Caden Berry with his beautiful mullet will get his final start here at home of his career. And I would expect Caden to have a very good night tonight. and he's going to be all over the place defensively as he has been all year. And actually, 3 Minutemen were just named to the All-Star game this year. Max Waldrop, Dylan Spears, and Caden Berry were just announced earlier this week, and they will take part in the North Central Ohio All-Star game. So a great honor for them, and that game, as always, will be played here at Lexington this year. So pretty cool that Lexington gets to host that every year. And 3 Minutemen will be in it this year. Starting lineups are done. Now we got the national anthem, and we'll be underway in just a moment from Lexington High School as they take on the Whippets.
Please rise as we honor America. And please welcome to the court the fun center courtsmen to perform our national anthem.
Great rendition of the national anthem tonight, and we are just about set for basketball. Lexington's student section is massive tonight, and I would expect them to play a pretty big role in this game. And even though Shelby did bring a huge crowd, I mean, they've probably had the biggest crowd of an away team this year here at Lexington. They don't have a student section, so that may also have some type of effect on this game. A lot of times those teams that are nearby will bring their own student section, but not tonight. So Lexington will definitely have an advantage there. Starting lineups are out on the court for both teams. Lexington will go right to left as I see it. Glad to be along with you tonight to bring you all the action here on VSBNradio.com. Should be a good one. The referee is ready for play. Blows his whistle. Ball is up, and Caden Berry will take the tip from Isaiah Pack. And now Dylan Spears will have the ball near midcourt, setting up the offense. Spears gets it far side on the wing to Schaefer. Schaefer dumps it down. Max Waldrop on the far block, going to work, spins into the lane. Little 10-footer, no good. Rebound, Caden Berry. He'll go back up, and he's going to be fouled. A hard foul there, but Caden Berry earned 2 free throws. And that foul is going to be on Cody Lance. His first foul tonight, obviously, here, as we're only 17 seconds into the ball game. Caden Berry, one of the more reliable free throw shooters for the Minutemen all year long, heads to the line for 2, and first one rolls around and just about hit every part of the rim and came off, and of course I jinxed him. Second free throw for Caden is good. Minutemen up 1-0. Coming the other way, Johnny DeVito with it for the Whippets. Gets it cross court. A long 3 for TJ Pugh is way short, no good, but an offensive rebound for the Whippets. And DeVito has it now, gets it up top, and it's swung around near side to Grant Gossam. Dumped down to DeVito. He's in the lane. He's trapped, though, and has to kick it out. And now Cody Lance has it, and he drives in, flips it up with a right hand off the glass and in. Tough shot there for Cody Lance, but he gets it to roll in. Coming the other way, Dylan Spears with it near midcourt. He gets it over the timeline to Caden Berry. Shelby on with the full court press on already here. Berry on the near wing. Hands it off to Danny Schaefer. Up top, Isaiah Pack. Backdoor cut. Caden Berry lays it in. Nice find, Isaiah Pack to Caden Berry. Minutemen back up 3-2. Quickly the other way. Lance has it up top to DeVito. Top of the three-point line. Spins into the lane. Tough shot. In and out, no good. Rebound Isaiah Pack. Now Danny Schaefer has it flying the other way on the far wing. Schaefer up top to Max Waldrop. Dump down into the lane. Isaiah Pack on the near block. Throws it up and he's fouled. Shot's no good. But now Isaiah Pack will have 2 free throws. Lexington very aggressive here early on, as we're only 1 minute and 23 seconds into the game, and they're going to the line for the second time. And they have a 3-2 lead. Isaiah Pack's first free throw is good, so he's in the scorebook now. And he'll get another one here. Second one is also good for Isaiah Pack. Minutemen up 5-2. Coming the other way, Johnny DeVito with it. He'll bring it near side on the wing, being guarded closely by Danny Schaefer. Up top, and it's swung around now to Grant Gossam, who dumps it down to Cody Lance, who goes up towards the hoop. He's blocked by Dylan Spears and out of bounds. It'll stay with Shelby underneath their own hoop. DeVito will inbound. DeVito can't get the ball in. Now he has to throw it up top, and it's almost stolen away by Caden Berry. Ball's bouncing around and picked up by DeVito. He'll get it to Lance. Cody Lance into the lane. Throws up a runner over Isaiah Pack and in. Minutemen up 5-4 with the basketball. Dylan Spears will bring it up against a man-to-man press. Grant Gossam guarding him. Spears gets by him, though. Dribbling up now to Danny Schaefer near midcourt. Near side, Caden Berry on the wing. Berry looking up top to Max Waldrop. Dump down, Isaiah Pack wide open on the near block. Flips it up, and he missed the layup. Rebound comes down to TJ Pugh. He's coming the other way with it on top of the three-point line, dribbling against Caden Berry, trying to get into the lane. Far side, a three for Gossam is in and out. Rebound, Isaiah Pack. Pack gets the outlet pass to Caden Berry. Berry will walk it up the floor for the Minutemen. Far side on the wing now, dumps it down far block to Max Waldrop. Waldrop spins, baseline, goes up, off the glass and in. A nice little touch there off the glass by Max Waldrop. 3 Minutemen have scored. They lead it 7-4. Quickly the other way, Grant Gossam in the lane. Kicks it up top to Pugh. TJ Pugh gets past Caden Berry, but cut off by Isaiah Pack, and we've got a jump ball, and they're going to call a foul on Caden Berry. I mean, he had the ball, and TJ Pugh fell down fighting for the ball with Caden Berry, and evidently falling down is an automatic foul. Ball comes in, Caden Berry's first foul, by the way, as it comes near side to Cody Lance. Lance, far side, nobody's there, and Danny Schaefer steals a bad pass. Schaefer bringing it down the floor for the Minutemen, trying to get some space here on DeVito. Now gets it up top to Spears. Dylan Spears on the near wing, trying to get into the lane. He's cut off, and of course that's a jump ball. And it's going to go back to Shelby. The same exact thing that happened on the other end that was a foul is now a jump ball when Shelby's involved. And that's nothing new. We've seen that kind of call all year against the Minutemen. But we'll deal with it as we always have. DeVito with the basketball, dribbling across midcourt near side to Gossam. Up top to Lance, far side DeVito. On the far wing, gets it into the corner to Gossam. Nothing there, though. Back out to DeVito. DeVito driving into the lane. Ball stolen away. Dylan Spears flying down the floor with it. He goes up and lays it in. And you could tell Spears wanted to dunk that one but didn't get a clean jump on it. But the Minutemen up 9-4. 4 minutes to go first quarter. And Lance has it, trying to drive baseline. He pushes off on Caden Berry, an offensive foul. Back to the Minutemen. Caden Berry takes a charge. And the Minutemen with a 9-4 lead will have the ball back. And a timeout, Shelby. And it's just a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. 4:03 to go first quarter. Minutemen have built up a little 9-4 lead here, and they'll have the basketball coming out of the timeout. But 3 Minutemen have scored. Actually, make that 4 Minutemen have scored. But one of them just checked out, and I believe Isaiah Pack checked out for Drew Kleineck. So Isaiah Pack with 2, Dylan Spears with 2, Max Waldrop has 2, and Caden Berry has 3 points for the Minutemen. And the only starter so far that hasn't scored is Danny Schaefer, and he hasn't even taken a shot yet. And as I mentioned a moment ago, Drew Kleinecht in for Isaiah Pack. Minutemen have the basketball against this full court press of Shelby. Ball comes into Caden Berry. Berry will bring it down against TJ Pugh. Pugh across midcourt, Berry across midcourt. Now the ball's up top to Schaefer. Schaefer pump fakes, tries to get into the lane, has to kick it, now gets it back. Schaefer dribbling far wing now. Looking to make a move, but nothing there. Schaefer still dribbling, far corner to Spears. Spears on the far wing, dribbling up top. Has to kick it near side, and a bad pass goes out of bounds as he was looking for Danny Schaefer on a skip pass there. And it went wide of Schaefer and out of bounds. So ball goes back to Shelby. As bringing it down the floor will be TJ Pugh for the Whippets. 3:30 to go first quarter. Pugh near midcourt being closely guarded by Caden Berry. Now the ball goes up top to Jeremy Holloway, and now to Lance. Now far side to Darian Miller. Now Lance pulls up for a three on the far wing, no good. Ball's tipped out, and it'll go to Lexington off of the rebound. As a couple of players just checked in for Shelby there. Minutemen get the ball back. Max Waldrop will inbound, gets it to Danny Schaefer. Schaefer, and he dribbles it off of his foot there. Cody Lance was on him, but just a mistake by Danny Schaefer there, and he knew it. Ball goes back to Shelby. As DeVito sat down for about 20 seconds, and now he's coming back in for Grant Gossam. Minutemen with a 9-4 lead. Shelby has the basketball. TJ Pugh with it. And he gets pummeled by DeVito. And no foul was called. And now on the far side, a pass was almost stolen by Caden Berry, but ball went out of bounds. Not sure what happened on that screen there, but DeVito set a screen, and then he and Caden Berry went down in a heap. Jack Depperschmidt coming off the bench now for Dylan Spears for the Minutemen. Ball comes into DeVito for Shelby. He'll bring it hard near side. Gets it to Pugh on the near wing, right in front of us. Pugh up top to DeVito. Gets a screen. And he's dribbling far side now on the wing. Now a skip pass near side to Lance. Cody Lance standing with it on the near wing. Lance up top to Pugh. Pugh working against Caden Berry here on top of the three-point line. Gets into the lane, and they're going to call a foul on Caden Berry. That's his second foul, so that's big here early on for the Minutemen. And coming back in for Shelby, Grant Gossam will check back in for Jeremy Holloway, who just got about a minute of playing time there. And Dylan Spears back in already, and he'll have to come in for Caden Berry, who's got 2 fouls now. Minutemen only have 2 fouls as a team. They're both on Caden Berry. Ball comes into TJ Pugh up top, swung around to Miller, into the corner to DeVito, dumped down to Lance, who puts it up on the near block, short, no good. Trying to get his own rebound, ball's tipped around and grabbed by Dylan Spears, saved inbounds to Kleinecht, and now Danny Schaefer has it going the other way for the Minutemen. He's on the far wing with it. Schaefer wide open for 3 at the top of the three-point line, he hits it! Danny Schaefer gives the Minutemen a 12-4 lead. Coming the other way, TJ Pugh into the lane, dumps it off to Miller. Far side, Lance for 3 on the wing. That's no good. Rebound, though, Miller on the offensive boards. Lance has it now into the lane, misses a layup. Rebound, Danny Schaefer. Schaefer coming the other way with it for the Minutemen. Schaefer on the near wing. Schaefer gets baseline, throws up a layup. No good, but he was called, or he's going to get called. He's going to have DeVito called for a foul, I should say. And Danny Schaefer will head to the line for 2 shots. So the Minutemen with an 8-point lead could go up by double digits if Danny Schaefer can make his free throws here. Schaefer takes his dribbles. First free throw is good for Danny Schaefer, who has shot the ball just below 70% from the free throw line this year, but has hit some big ones, including some big ones in overtime last week at Mount Vernon. And we'll see if he can make his second one here. Schaefer, by the way, with 4 points so far. Make it 5 as he hits the second one. Minutemen up 14-4. Quickly down the floor in transition, Gossam with it. Gets it back up top to Grant Hyatt, who hands it off to TJ Pugh. Pugh dribbling on top of the three-point line, into the lane, throws an elbow. They're going to get him. Nope, they're going to get Dylan Spears with a foul. Oh, my goodness. TJ Pugh went past Dylan Spears, threw an elbow back in his face, and they got Dylan Spears with the foul. TJ Pugh was already past Dylan Spears, and I think he got a tooth knocked out. Or at least a bloody lip, bare minimum, but he was pointing towards his tooth, and I'm not sure if he... Now we'll see. They're not looking for a tooth, but he definitely took one hard to the tooth, and he's got a bloody mouth. Ethan Hunter will check in for Dylan Spears for the Minutemen, and will play basketball as they just sub Spears out instead of waiting on him. Ball comes in and is stolen away by Jack Depperschmidt. Depperschmidt flying the other way. He goes up and lays it in as TJ Pugh didn't even contest it. Good take there by Depperschmidt after the steal. Minutemen up 12. Quickly the other way. Pugh throws up a shot. No good. Rebound Kleinecht. Outlet pass to Depperschmidt, who gets it to Schaefer. Back to Depperschmidt. Across midcourt. Depperschmidt dribbling far sideline. Being hounded here by Gossam. Depperschmidt gets past him, though, into the corner to Hunter. Ethan Hunter gets it up top to Kleinecht. Out on the wing. Now up to Danny Schaefer. Schaefer working on the far wing, gets a screen, trying to get into the lane, near side. Depperschmidt for three in the corner. Jack Depperschmidt, it's long, no good. Rebound, though, falls to Ethan Hunter. Gets the paw to pack. Far side, Kleinecht. Up top, Danny Schaefer for three, and it rolls in. Danny Schaefer puts the Minutemen up 15 with his second three here in the first quarter. 19-4, Minutemen up. As Gossam has it on the far sideline, now to Miller, near side, Hyatt. Ball swung around, Pugh on the far wing. That's going to be an air ball. Rebound, though, falls to Grant Hyatt, who passes to Gossam, who missed a layup. Rebound, Kleinecht. Coming the other way for the Minutemen. Schaefer on the near wing, trying to get baseline. He does, puts it up off the glass, no good. Ball's tipped around and rebounded by Gossam. Coming the other way, Grant Hyatt with it. Skip past TJ Pugh, who just airballed one, hearing it from the crowd. And he's blocked by Drew Kleinecht. Ball coming the other way. Danny Schaefer gets it ahead. Isaiah Pack lays it up and in. What a finish by Isaiah Pack. At the end of the first quarter, the Minutemen up 21-4. Isaiah Pack was behind the backboard and threw it up and in. Oh my goodness, what a finish. And at the buzzer for Isaiah Pack. Minutemen up 21-4 after one here on VSBNradio.com.
BP Electric of Ohio doesn't supply electricity, but they do keep the power flowing to meet the needs of your family and business. Using only qualified electricians, BP Electric of Ohio has been serving the entire state since 2003. Their service department offers a full range of residential electrical maintenance services, including panel changes, fixture replacement, outlet repair, exterior services, and more. BP Electric of Ohio is located in downtown Lexington and online at bpelectricofoh.com. Proud to be the presenting sponsor of Lexington basketball on VSBN Radio.
This is former Minuteman Nick Leisure, and you're listening to Lexington basketball on VSBNradio.com. Go Lex.
Well, we haven't seen Lexington really push the pace like that much at all this year. But in doing so, they've opened up a 17-point lead after one, and they held Shelby to 4 points in the first quarter. Minutemen lead it 21-4. And really everybody getting involved. And even if you're not scoring, if you've been on the court for the Minutemen, you've made a difference. I mean, Drew Kleinecht has a couple of blocks. Ethan Hunter with a couple of big rebounds, including an offensive rebound. Jack Depperschmidt got a steal and a layup. I mean, if you are a player for the Minutemen tonight and you've been on the floor, you've done something. And a couple of new Minutemen on the floor here in the second quarter. Hudson Moore and Caden Eichler check in, and Eichler takes the inbound here to start the second quarter. He'll get it up top to Caden Berry near midcourt. Berry near side to Isaiah Pack, back to Berry at midcourt. Berry being guarded closely, and a reach-in is going to be called by Jackson Lewis, who just checked in. Playing a little bit aggressively there, getting a little handsy. And in high school basketball, if you swipe at the ball there, the way Barry was holding it, a high school referee is going to call that every single time. Caden Berry with the basketball. Dribbling now near wing, gets it to Hudson Moore on the elbow. Backdoor cut, Jack Dipperschmidt lays it in. Good find by Hudson Moore. Minutemen up 19. Quickly the other way, Cody Lance into the lane, puts it up near block, no good. Follow, though, is there for Lance. And that ends a huge drought by the Whippets as Minutemen having a hard time here getting it across midcourt on this possession, but Jack Depperschmidt has it on the far wing. Up top to Max Waldrop, and now to Caden Berry. Berry standing near the volleyball line, gets it near side to Caden Eichler on the wing. Eichler up top, Max Waldrop with it, dumps it down. Caden Berry on the far block, goes up off the glass, no good. Gets his own rebound, left-handed in, and a foul. Caden Berry with an and one. Minutemen up 19 with a chance to go up 20. Caden Berry just playing, well, quite honestly, he's playing like it's senior night. Leaving it all out there. He's got 5 points. And he'll head to the line for the second time tonight. He was 1 for 2 from the line in the first quarter. And his third free throw of the night is hard off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound DeVito, long outlet pass. Down here to Jackson Lewis. And now up top to Gossam. Now DeVito with it. DeVito, far side to Lewis. On the far wing. Jackson Lewis, backdoor cut, nice find, and a layup for Grant Gossam. Good play there for the Whippets, and they cut this lead down to 17. Minutemen up 25-8. Caden Berry with the basketball near midcourt. Picks up his dribble, though. Has to get it to Hudson Moore up top. On top of the three-point line, now to Caden Eichler. Eichler dribbling far side to Depperschmidt. Depperschmidt gets a screen from Waldrop and has to pick up his dribble. Gets it near side to Caden Eichler. Eichler hands it off to Caden Berry on the near wing. He'll get a screen from Hudson Moore. And he jab fakes, gets into the lane, and loses the ball out of bounds, and it's going to be Shelby basketball. As Caden Berry, he had a chance to either go up with it or he could have dumped it to Max Waldrop, and I think he kind of got caught in between and lost the basketball, and it went out of bounds. So, ball goes back to Shelby. Minutemen up 25-8. 6 minutes to go, second quarter. DeVito with the basketball, brings it near side, hands it off to Pugh. TJ Pugh driving into the lane, loses the ball, stolen away, Dylan Spears. Dylan Spears coming the other way with it. Spears, cross-court pass to Schaefer, dump down Max Waldrop on the far block. He's going into the lane, gets into the lane, left-handed hook shot off the glass and in and one. Max Waldrop going to work. And the Minutemen lead it again by 19 with a chance to go up 20. And if Waldrop hits this, he'll give the Minutemen their biggest lead of the night of 20. And I've been told Max has a chance as the ball goes in and out. Rebound, Hudson Moore puts it back up, no good. And we're going to get a foul. And that's going to be on Hudson Moore, who got an offensive rebound but missed a layup and then fouled again trying to get the ball back. But Max Waldrop has a chance to end his career as the all-time leading free throw percentage maker here at Lexington High School, but he just missed one. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that percentage. As DeVito has it now for the Whippets, Minutemen go into this 3-2 zone that's been so effective this year. Ball comes near side to Gossam, into the corner to Pugh. Now up top to Gossam. Over to Lewis. Now far corner to Holloway. Up top to DeVito. They'll dump it into the lane to Pugh. Near side Gossam with it. Back to Pugh. Pugh to Gossam on the near wing for three, and that one rolls in. Soft touch by Gossam. Minutemen up by 16. Quickly the other way. Spears with it into the lane. Puts up a little runner. It's good, but they called a charge. Jeremy Holloway stepped in to take a charge. That would have been the fourth and one already tonight. Maybe the fifth. I might have lost track of one there. But the Minutemen doing really well of finishing contested shots tonight, but that one just happened to be called a charge. Minutemen up 27-11. DeVito with the basketball for Shelby. Now Gossam has it on the near wing into the corner. Holloway up top. DeVito thought about a three. Now he'll get into the lane, throws up a runner. Air ball, no good. Rebound Max Waldrop. He'll get it to Caden Berry. Barry will bring it down the floor and just got slapped from behind by DeVito, but no call. Now Schaefer has it on the far wing. Looking for some space. Now dribbles it back out on the far sideline. Now he'll bring it hard to the near side, gets it to Spears. Spears up top to Waldrop. Far side, Caden Barry on the wing. Barry looking for somebody to come open. Fakes a handoff to Schaefer, gets to the free throw line. Nice dump off far block. Isaiah Pack goes up with it. He's fouled from behind. Missed the shot, but he got fouled. So Isaiah Pack will go to the line for 2 more shots. He was 2 for 2 from the line in the first quarter. That's the 8th team foul on Shelby. So 2 more fouls and we'll be in the double bonus. Isaiah Pack's first free throw, hard off the back of the rim, no good. Jack Depperschmidt will come back in for Caden Barry. As Barry still kind of nursing those foul troubles. I want to pick up that third one here in the first half. Isaiah Pack's second free throw is no good, hard off the right side of the rim. So Pugh will get the rebound and come the other way with it. Gets it to Gossam, far side, Jackson Lewis. And he loses the ball, stolen away, Depperschmidt. That's his second steal. Gets the ball to Schaefer. Schaefer coming down the floor with it. Schaefer, far side, Dylan Spears. Open on the wing for 3. Dylan Spears hard off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound TJ Pugh. Pugh bringing it down the floor for the Whippets. Up top, now far side to Hyatt. Back to Pugh. Thought about a long 3, but didn't take it. Now he gets it into the corner to Lewis for 3, and that's good for Jackson Lewis. So Shelby cuts this lead to 13, 27-14. Depperschmidt with the basketball across midcourt on the far sideline. Into the lane, near side, Danny Schaefer for 3 on the wing. That one's good for Danny Schaefer. And much needed for the Minutemen as they're back up 16. Danny Schaefer going off here on senior night with 11, and Jackson Lewis misses a 3 on the other end, but a rebound and put back by Grant Gossam. An ugly miss there by Lewis led to an easy rebound. Ball comes into Danny Schaefer. Minutemen up 14. Schaefer bringing the ball down the floor. Almost lost it, and almost lost it again, but gets it back. And now he'll set up the offense. Schaefer brings it near side to Dylan Spears. Spears on the wing with it. Up top to Isaiah Pack. Pass is stolen, though, and a foul is going to be committed by Isaiah Pack. And quite honestly, that might not have been the worst foul of the night, as it stopped Shelby from getting an easy layup. Andre Hill will check in for the Whippets for TJ Pugh. So Minutemen have committed 6 fouls now. Their next one will put Shelby to the line, but for now they're safe. 2:45 to go, second quarter. Minutemen up 30-16. As Grant Hyatt has the basketball near side, Minutemen into that 2-3 zone now. Up top to Hill. Hill trying to get it in to Gossam, and the ball is deflected out of bounds. And it's going to stay with Shelby. And the ball comes in from Holloway to Grant Hyatt. Minutemen will go back into a man-to-man. Andre Hill with the ball on the far wing. He gets it into the corner to Hyatt, who drives baseline, puts up a layup short, no good. Ball's tipped around. Rebound, Isaiah Pack grabs it. And it's still bouncing around, and they're going to get a foul on Jeremy Holloway. And Isaiah Pack is going to get to go back to the line for the 3rd time tonight, where he's 2 for 4. So with 2:15 to go, Isaiah Pack with 4 points. And he'll get a 1-and-1 here. And a much-needed 1-and-1 if he can hit these. First one is short, no good. Rebound. Falls to Holloway. Outlet pass to Jackson Lewis. Up top to Holloway, who hands it off to Grant Hyatt. Hyatt far side to Gossam on the wing. Up top to Hill. Hill near side to Holloway. Skip pass. Gossam for 3 on the far wing. That one's short, no good. Rebound, Danny Schaefer. Schaefer coming down the floor for the Minutemen. They have a 14-point lead. Schaefer gets a screen from Pack. Now far side, Depperschmidt in the wing. Depperschmidt trying to get some space as he gets it far corner to Schaefer. Danny Schaefer with the basketball, being hounded over there on a double team, trying to get the ball to Pack, and it's tipped out of bounds. And it'll stay with the Minutemen, as Parker Lewis will come in for the first time tonight for the Whippets. Minutemen will have to throw it in deep in their own corner down there on the far sideline. Caden Eichler will throw it in to Danny Schaefer. Schaefer dribbling up top, now near side to Depperschmidt. Depperschmidt, nice behind the back dribble, gets it to Schaefer in the corner, who goes baseline, and he tries to skip it to Caden Eichler, but the pass isn't there and goes out of bounds. As Schaefer was just cut off there on the baseline and didn't really have anywhere to go with it. Minutemen up 30-16, 1:30 to go, first half. Andre Hill with the basketball up top, near side to Holloway on the near wing. Holloway up top to Hill, thought about a three. Now he'll get into the lane, throws up a left-hand layup, no good, didn't hit iron at all. Rebound Max Waldrop. Outlet pass comes to Depperschmidt, now cross-court pass to Schaefer, who brings it across the timeline. Schaefer on the far wing, trying to go to work here, up top to Caden Eichler. Eichler, skip pass to Jack Depperschmidt on the near wing. Depperschmidt trying to get baseline, he does. Skip pass, Schaefer on the far corner for three, that's short, no good. Rebound falls to Gossam. Gossam outlet pass to Lewis. Up ahead to Parker Lewis. Two Lewises on this Shelby roster. He misses a shot. Rebound Holloway, though. And now Gossam has it. Back to Holloway. Up top to Andre Hill. Hill on top of the three-point line. Now backs it up near midcourt to set up a play. 30 seconds left in the first half. Minutemen up 14. Pass comes to Holloway. Now out to Hill on the near wing. And the ball stolen away by Caden Eichler. Gets it ahead to Max Waldrop across midcourt. Waldrop on the far wing. Up top to Schaefer. Near side, Depperschmidt. Depperschmidt thought about a three but didn't take it. Skip pass to Eichler. Now up top to Schaefer. 12 seconds left in the first half. Schaefer going to work. Gets a screen from Waldrop. Nice pick and roll. Waldrop into the lane. Spin move. Lays it up and in on the right side of the basket. And it's stolen on the inbound. Depperschmidt throws it up, and at the buzzer, Caden Eichler misses a follow. My goodness, what a first half. I need my inhaler. We're at halftime. Minutemen up 32-16. We'll have stats and everything you need when we come back on VSBNradio.com.
VSBNradio.com is your home for live scores, updated standings, and archived broadcasts in case you miss even one single second of the action. For exclusive content from the game, like us on Facebook at VSBN Radio. And while you're at it, follow us at VSBN Radio on Twitter and Instagram. Varsity Sports Broadcasting Network, your source for sports in North Central Ohio. Online at VSBNradio.com. Buying your dream home is something that you'll never forget. But the process can also bring stress. Finding the right house, making the right offer, selling your old house. Don't let the process become overwhelming. Instead, let Joshua Kennedy with Coldwell Banker Maddox McCleary Realtors take on the burden for you. He was born, raised, and lives right here in North Central Ohio. Serving the area for nearly 10 years, Joshua Kennedy can help you sell your house and put you in your dream home today. He's always accepting new clients, so give him a call today at 419-571-1699. That's 419-571-1699, or email jkennedy305@gmail.com. Joshua Kennedy of Coldwell Banker Maddox McCleary Realtors, working for you and with you from beginning to end to make the process as smooth and as enjoyable as possible. jkennedy305@gmail.com.
For all of your insurance needs, from auto and home to life and workplace benefits, Douglas Neighbors Allstate Insurance has you covered. Doug Neighbors is a proud supporter of VSBN Radio and Lexington Minutemen Athletics. His office is located at 1367 Park Avenue West in Ontario, so stop in Monday through Friday, or you can give him a call at 419-529-2313. That's 419-529-2313. You're in good hands with Douglas Neighbors Allstate Insurance.
BP Electric of Ohio doesn't supply electricity, but they do keep the power flowing to meet the needs of your family and business. Using only qualified electricians, BP Electric of Ohio has been serving the entire state since 2003. Their service department offers a full range of residential electrical maintenance services, including panel changes, fixture replacement, outlet repair, exterior services, and more. BP Electric of Ohio is located in downtown Lexington and online at bpelectricofoh.com. Proud to be the presenting sponsor of Lexington basketball on VSBN Radio.
RFME wants you to know that not all insurance agencies are created equal. Some separate themselves by the experience and knowledge of their agents. Roby Foster Miller Eric, RFME, can trace its beginnings back to 1872, and as a group, their insurance professionals can point to over 130 years of insurance experience. Add to that the dozens of highly respected insurance companies that they represent, and you see why they are Mid-Ohio's insurance leader, RFME.
Locally owned and operated, the Life Support Team is a medical service providing emergency, non-emergency, and standby medical coverage 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their paramedics and EMTs provide the highest quality of care in your time of need. If you need medical transportation, call the Life Support Team, 419-522-2020. If you want to become a member of the Life Support Team, they're currently hiring EMTs and paramedics. To find out more, give them a call at 419-522-2020.
This is former Minuteman Nick Leisure, and you're listening to Lexington Basketball on VSBNradio.com. Go Lex.
Halftime, and I finally just managed to catch my breath. And, of course, we've got to come back and give you stats and some scores from around North Central Ohio. My goodness. That pace in the first half was so fast. I'll be honest, I got a little lightheaded, but trying to keep my composure here. Corey Durbin, glad to have you along with us tonight on VSBNradio.com. And, as always, if you're not following us already on social media, you got to give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at VSBN Radio. And on Facebook at VSBN Lexington. Kayla Gray doing a fantastic job as always. And if you're not here and you really want to get a grasp of how crazy and great this atmosphere is, you got to go check out some of the highlights. She uploads them in real time. So check us out on social media, VSBN Radio. First half stats, as I'm trying to load the website here too to give you scores. You can always get minute-by-minute up-to-date scores on VSBNradio.com. But first half stats, as I got my papers all shuffled here, Minutemen up 32-16, and a very good half shooting the ball for the Minutemen. 9 of 14 shooting from the field for the Minutemen in the first half. That is really good, shooting just about 68% from the field in the first half. Individual stats leading the way for the Minutemen is Danny Schaefer here on senior night. Good for him, 11 points at halftime here. He's also got 3 assists and a steal. Danny Schaefer hit 3 3-pointers in the first half. Also scoring for the Minutemen, Max Waldorf with 6, Caden Berry with 5. Off the bench, Jack Depperschmidt with 4, Isaiah Pack with 4, and Dylan Spears with 2. Points off the bench, Lexington leads it 4-3. Overall team rebounds, it's tied 15-15. Points in the paint, Shelby actually leads that one 6-2, as Lexington's done a lot of their damage from outside, to be quite honest. They are 3 of 6 from three-point range, and that has contributed to their 16-point lead. For Shelby, it's been a quiet night. They've only got 3 players in the scoring column. Leading the way, Grant Gossam with 7, Cody Lance with 6, and Jackson Lewis off the bench with 3. A couple of scores from around the area to check in on. Ontario leads Madison at halftime, 22-17. Jackson leads Mansfield Senior 29-19 at halftime. And one more score here for you. A look ahead: if Lexington beats if Lexington beats Ontario next Friday night, they'll have to beat Upper Sandusky. And Upper Sandusky continuing to roll tonight, 71-43 over Winford in the third quarter. We'll take one final break. We'll be back with second half action on VSBNradio.com.
Still need to do some Christmas shopping for the women in your life? Check out A Material Girl, a locally owned women's boutique where there's something for everyone. A Material Girl specializes in hand-picked women's clothing at an affordable price, and they are now offering free shipping on orders of $30 or more. Check out fashionbyamg.com. That's fashionbyamg.com.
RFME wants you to know that not all insurance agencies are created equal. Some separate themselves by the experience and knowledge of their agents. Roby Foster Miller Eric, RFME, can trace its beginnings back to 1872, and as a group, their insurance professionals can point to over 130 years of insurance experience. Add to that the dozens of highly respected insurance companies that they represent, and you see why they are Mid-Ohio's insurance leader, RFME.
Buying your dream home is something that you'll never forget, but the process can also bring stress. Finding the right house, making the right offer, selling your old house. Don't let the process become overwhelming. Instead, let Joshua Kennedy with Coldwell Banker Maddox McCleary Realtors take on the burden for you. He was born, raised, and lives right here in North Central Ohio. Serving the area for nearly 10 years, Joshua Kennedy can help you sell your house and put you in your dream home today. He's always accepting new clients, so give him a call today at 419-571-1699. That's 419-571-1699, or email jkennedy305@gmail.com. Joshua Kennedy of Coldwell Banker Maddox McCleary Realtors, working for you and with you from beginning to end to make the process as smooth and as enjoyable as possible. jkennedy305@gmail.com.
Locally owned and operated, the Life Support Team is a medical service providing emergency, non-emergency, and standby medical coverage 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their paramedics and EMTs provide the highest quality of care in your time of need. If you need medical transportation, call the Life Support Team, 419-522-2020. If you want to become a member of the Life Support Team, they're currently hiring EMTs and paramedics. To find out more, give them a call at 419-522-2020.
BP Electric of Ohio doesn't supply electricity, but they do keep the power flowing to meet the needs of your family and business. Using only qualified electricians, BP Electric of Ohio has been serving the entire state since 2003. Their service department offers a full range of residential electrical maintenance services, including panel changes, fixture replacement, outlet repair, exterior services, and more. BP Electric of Ohio is located in downtown Lexington and online at bpelectricofoh.com. Proud to be the presenting sponsor of Lexington basketball on VSBN Radio.
This is former Minuteman Nick Leisure, and you're listening to Lexington basketball on VSBNradio.com. Go Lex.
Just about set for second half action here tonight from Lexington High School as the Minutemen opened up a huge lead there in the first half and couldn't quite get it to 20, but they had it at 19 a couple of times, and right now here at halftime they lead by 16, 32-16. Same five out there that started the game for the Minutemen. And the same five for, actually only three of the five for Shelby are out there. As Andre Hill and Jackson Lewis will start the second half. Shelby with the basketball going right to left as I see it. TJ Pugh with it, gets it up top to Lewis. Near side to Holloway. And now into the corner near side to Hill. Andre Hill throws a bad pass, and it's going to be out of bounds on the other end of the floor. It would have been an over and back either way, as Hill was looking for TJ Pugh up top, and Pugh had cut it away. Or cut away. He had cut away. I can get my English down tonight. Ball comes into Caden Berry. He'll bring it up the floor against Jackson Lewis. Takes it far side on the wing. And he's stuck with it now as he picked up his dribble. Gets it to Dylan Spears. Spears, far side Berry. Dumps it down, far block to Max Waldorf. Spins into the lane. Hook shot, no good. Gets his own rebound and puts it back up off the glass on the right side of the hoop. Minutemen up 18. Max with 8. Coming the other way. Holloway, a long three. Left-handed is good. Nice looking release there. The lefty, Jeremy Holloway, into the scorebooks. Minutemen up 15. Bad inbound pass is going to be stolen away by Holloway at midcourt. Gets it ahead to Pugh for a long three on the wing. That's an air ball, no good. Rebound to Schaefer. Now to Caden Berry, who will bring it down the floor for the Minutemen. Berry on the near wing. Now dribbling across the arc. And up top to Max Waldorf. Near side, Dylan Spears pulls up for a three on the wing. That one's good for Dylan Spears. And much needed to get him going, as he missed a couple in the first half. He's got 5 now. Minutemen up 18. TJ Pugh on the far wing with it. Trying to get into the lane against Caden Berry. He does, but Berry tips it away. Ball's out now, though, to Andre Hill, who pulls up for 3. No good. Rebound, Danny Schaefer. Schaefer bringing it across the timeline for the Minutemen. He'll set up the offense on the far sideline, gets into the lane, dumps it off to Isaiah Pack. Ball's tipped away, though, and Max Waldorf's going to get it back. And they'll give it to Caden Berry. Minutemen have numbers. Flying the other way, Berry into the lane, and he's stuck with it. Now he'll go up, left hand off the backboard and in. as Caden Berry kind of got stuck there and awkwardly had to throw it up, but it went in. Minutemen with their biggest lead of the night, and a turnover on the other end as TJ Pugh loses it out of bounds. My goodness, the pace of this game is just insane, especially if you're a Minutemen fan. They never play this quickly, and my goodness, got to remember to breathe every now and then. Minutemen up 20, just under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Inbound goes to Dylan Spears. And he'll bring it up the floor, being guarded by Cody Lance. Dylan Spears into the lane, puts up a runner, no good. Rebound Isaiah Pack. And he'll bring it back out and get it up top to Danny Schaefer. Schaefer dribbling far side now, gets it to Spears on the wing, hands it back to Schaefer. Now the ball's going to be dumped down from Berry to Waldrop, who goes to work into the lane, puts it up and in, a little hook shot. Max Waldrop just going to work for the Minutemen. He's got 10 now. Minutemen up 22. DeVito with it up top. Far side to Lance. Dumps it down to Lewis. Now up top to Gossam. Near side to Holloway. And now to DeVito on the wing. He gets into the lane. Far side pass to Gossam for three. That one's good for Grant Gossam. Minutemen up by 19. Gossam now, though, in double digits for Shelby with 10. He leads the way for them. Dylan Spears with the basketball now. Dumps it off. Isaiah Pack on the near block. Flips it up and in off the glass. Nice press break there for the Minutemen. And going the other way, Spears tips it out of bounds. It'll stay with Shelby. But the Minutemen just all over the court tonight. And they're up by 21 as Drew Kleinecht comes in for Isaiah Pack. Darian Miller will throw it in for Shelby. Gets it into Johnny DeVito. Brings it across the timeline, far side to Parker Lewis. Now up top to Gossam on the wing. Skip past DeVito, now to the corner. Jackson Lewis with it. He drives up top, gets it to Miller. Far side DeVito, now into the far corner to Gossam. Gossam dumps it down. Danny Schaefer's there, though, and steals the pass, but he has it stolen back away. Now Jackson Lewis pulls up for three in transition, in and out, no good. Rebound, the other Lewis flips it up and in. Parker Lewis with the basket. Quickly the other way. Dylan Spears into the lane, dumps it off to Kleinecht, and he's going to get it back up top to Berry. Minutemen up 19 with 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Berry on the near wing. Dribbles up top, now into the lane, dumps it off. Kleinecht on the near block, puts it up, and it falls off the rim, but he's fouled. I've never seen a closer and one that didn't end up being an and one than that shot. I mean, it teased Drew Kleinecht as it hung on the rim and then fell off. So Drew Kleinecht with his first chance to get into the scorebook tonight here on senior night. He deserves it. First free throw is no good as it kind of skips across the front of the rim and off. Minutemen still up 19. Their biggest lead has been 22 as Kleinecht's second free throw is good. So I believe all the seniors are in the scorebook tonight on senior night. And the Minutemen up 20. Under 4 minutes to go. DeVito over to Gossam on the far wing. Minutemen into a zone. Miller with the ball now on the far elbow. Kicks it out. Gossam for three. That's long, no good. Rebound tipped around and grabbed by Lewis. Parker Lewis gets it to Miller on the near block. He goes into the lane. Blocked by Max Waldrop. Rebound, Caden Berry. Good defense by Max there, and Berry brings it down the floor for the Minutemen. Berry dribbling near midcourt, sets up the offense. Near side on the wing to Spears. Spears dumps it back down to Berry. A little give and go. Puts it up. No good. In and out. And the rebound goes out of bounds off of Caden Berry. Ball goes back to Shelby. And my goodness, the last two layups the Minutemen have taken, I don't know how they ended up coming out. 3:15 to go, third quarter. And Shelby with the basketball down 20. Lewis with the ball up top to DeVito. He fakes a pass, now gets into the lane. Nice dump off to Grant Gossam, who lays it in. Ball comes into Spears, back to Max Waldrop. He'll bring the ball across the timeline for the Minutemen. It's tipped away and out of bounds. It'll stay with Lexington on the far sideline. Jack Depperschmidt and Hudson Moore come in for the Minutemen. Max Waldrop and Caden Berry will sit down probably for just a moment. Minutemen up 18, 2:58 to go, third quarter. Inbound goes to Danny Schaefer. He'll have to walk it up the court here and get it across the timeline. He does. Kicks it out to Hudson Moore, who drives in, puts it up, no good, and they're going to get a charge as Johnny DeVito had the cojones to stand in there and take one. And they'll get the second foul on Hudson Moore. First team foul of the half, though, for the Minutemen, and we're over halfway through the third quarter here. Gossam with the basketball up top, gets it to DeVito, near side to Andre Hill, into the corner to Parker Lewis. Now up top, DeVito, far sideline, Hill, back to DeVito, into the lane, Pugh, kicks it near side to Lewis, drives in, dumps it off to Pugh, puts up a little floater and in. And Shelby's cut this lead to 16. Hudson Moore has the basketball. Will try to get it across midcourt, and he tried to pass near side to Spears, and the ball went out of bounds. Spears wasn't there. Back into the game, Barry in for Spears. And I didn't see if anyone else came off the floor. As DeVito has the ball for Shelby. And they've got a chance to cut this lead down to as close as it's been since the beginning of the second quarter. Pugh with the basketball up top, dribbling against Barry, gets it down to Gossam on the near block. He had to kick it out to Lewis, now to Pugh. Pugh, skip pass on the far sideline to DeVito. Up top to Hill, near side Gossam with it on the wing. To Pugh on the near wing. Pugh drives into the lane, spins, ball's lost. He had to kick it out to Gossam, who goes baseline. Gossam puts it up and in and one. Grant Gossam is the only player keeping Shelby in this ball game, and he now has 14 points. Max Waldorf will check back in for Hudson Moore. 1:43 to go, third quarter. Minutemen up 44-30. And Grant Gossam will head to the line to try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. His free throw is good, and he's now got 15. Minutemen going to have to take care of the basketball here as ball comes into Schaefer, quickly back to Max. Waldorf ahead to Caden Barry. Barry back to Max on top of the three-point line. Far side, Depperschmidt on the wing with it. Jack Depperschmidt being double-teamed, has to throw the ball, and he throws it away as he was trying to get it to Max, and he'll commit a foul in transition. That's going to be the third team foul for the Minutemen, but not a bad foul by Depperschmidt. Just to keep Shelby from getting a breakaway layup. But Shelby will still have the basketball and trailing by 13. DeVito will take the inbound pass. Johnny DeVito dribbling over on the Minuteman logo, swings it near side to Hill, into the corner to Parker Lewis. Up top to DeVito, thought about a three, now gets into the lane, kicks it near side. Parker Lewis thought about a three, he goes baseline, and pass was deflected out of bounds as Parker Lewis went baseline and tried to kick the ball up top on the three-point line, but Schaefer or Pack, one of the two, tipped it out. So Shelby will keep it under their own hoop. 1:10 to go, third quarter. And the inbound, a shot is taken by Parker Lewis and blocked by Pack. And Max Waldorf grabs the rebound. Caden Barry's going to bring the ball down the floor. Has to pick it up, though, and he'll take a timeout with exactly 1 minute to go here in the third quarter. Minutemen lead it 41-31, and they'll take a full timeout. And we'll be right back on VSBNradio.com.
BP Electric of Ohio doesn't supply electricity, but they do keep the power flowing to meet the needs of your family and business. Using only qualified electricians, BP Electric of Ohio has been serving the entire state since 2003. Their service department offers a full range of residential electrical maintenance services, including panel changes, fixture replacement, outlet repair, exterior services, and more. BP Electric of Ohio is located in downtown Lexington and online at bpelectricofoh.com. Proud to be the presenting sponsor of Lexington basketball on VSBN Radio.
This is former Minuteman Nick Leisure, and you're listening to Lexington basketball on VSBNradio.com. Go Lex.
Well, so far tonight for Shelby, it's been the Grant Gossam show. He's got 15 points, and he is the sole reason that Shelby is even in this ball game right now. As TJ Pugh averaging 22 points on the year, Caden Barry has really locked him down tonight. He's got 2. Dylan Spears will inbound for Lexington, gets it in. Danny Schaefer dribbles it off of his own foot, evidently, on the far sideline. And I think that was just TJ Pugh, his initial reaction to that, I think convinced the ref that it should be Shelby ball, because Danny Schaefer certainly didn't agree with that call. Pugh with it now, gets it to Lewis up top to DeVito, near side Hill in the far corner, to Pugh on the near wing. Now he skips it to Gossam, far corner. Now to Lewis, up top to DeVito. Far wing to Gossam. Gossam into the lane, puts it up, and they're going to get a foul on, I believe, Caden Berry. And the referee standing behind the play on the baseline made that call. And he called it on Max Waldrop. I don't know. But Gossam will head to the line and makes his first one. I thought that was on the floor, too. But they gave him 2 shots, and he misses the second one in and out. Rebound, Isaiah Pack. Minutemen up 12, 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Berry with the basketball being double-teamed. Gets it ahead to Isaiah Pack, who finds Max Waldrop into the lane to Danny Schaefer. Schaefer will bring it back out to midcourt to Spears, and the Minutemen will try to hold for the last shot, I'm sure. And they're going to get Max Waldrop with some type of illegal screen. Way off the ball, too. And give the ball back to Shelby with 16 seconds left. And Shelby down 12 could cut this thing to single digits for the first time since the first quarter. DeVito has it near side on the wing. 8 seconds left. DeVito trying to get into the lane. He does. Far block. Packed off the backboard by Isaiah Pack. And Max Waldrop gets a rebound, and he's going to be fouled trying to get an outlet. Or trying to dribble out of the area under the hoop. And with 2 seconds left, they're going to make Lexington take it out on the baseline. They had it all the way up here near midcourt almost on that foul. Ball comes into Berry. Berry's going to throw it up from three-quarter court, and it is off the backboard. A good attempt there by Caden Berry. Minutemen still up by double digits. They're up by 12, but they're still bleeding a little bit here. Need to get it together and take care of the basketball here in the fourth quarter. We'll be back for it here on VSBNradio.com. Minutemen up 44-32.
RFME wants you to know that not all insurance agencies are created equal. Some separate themselves by the experience and knowledge of their agents. Roby Foster Miller Eric, RFME, can trace its beginnings back to 1872, and as a group, their insurance professionals can point to over 130 years of insurance experience. Add to that the dozens of highly respected insurance companies that they represent, and you see why they are Mid-Ohio's insurance leader, RFME.
This is former Minuteman Nick Leisure, and you're listening to Lexington Basketball on VSBNradio.com. Go Lex.
Sing along at home. As apparently that's the tradition now here at Lexington between the third and fourth quarter. Minutemen up 12, and they'll have the ball to start the fourth quarter. And as bad as that third quarter felt, at least from my vantage point, the Minutemen were only outscored by 4 points there in that third quarter. They hold on to a 12-point lead. Ball comes into Caden Berry, and we're underway in the fourth quarter. Minutemen have it going left to right. Berry with the basketball. Dribbling near midcourt, near wing to Spears. Dumps it down. Max Waldrop on the near block. Pump fakes, goes up off the glass and in and one. Max Waldrop with a much-needed bucket for the Minutemen. He's got 12 points, and he'll head to the line to try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. As he didn't really give a full pump fake there to get the defenders off their feet, but he gave just a little head fake and made the bucket. Free throw for Waldrop is good. And the Minutemen back up 15. Max has 13, leading the way for the Minutemen. DeVito will walk it across midcourt for Shelby. Takes it far wing. Dumps it off to Gossam, who was wide open for a layup on the far block, but missed it. Rebound Max Waldrop. And he gets the outlet pass to Pack. Up ahead, Danny Schaefer with it. Drives in, off the glass, and in and one! Danny Schaefer, what concentration And the Minutemen are going to have a chance at back-to-back three-point plays. Great aggressive take there by Schaefer. And he's had a heck of a senior night. He now has 13. And if he hits this free throw, he'll lead the way for the Minutemen. As free throw is short, no good. Rebound TJ Pugh. Minutemen up 17. Pugh coming down the floor. Far side to Hyatt. He drives baseline, kicks back up to Lewis. Lewis on the far wing. Now to Pugh. Pugh dribbling up top against Caden Berry. He's picked clean. Ball stolen away. Spears has it. And Minutemen get a timeout as Spears had to dive on the floor for it. Great hustle play by Spears after Caden Berry picked TJ Pugh clean. And it'll be a 30-second timeout. And Caden Berry has absolutely put on a defensive night to remember here on senior night. And on top of that, Caden Berry has 7 points as well. Just an absolutely fantastic night on the defensive end for Caden Berry. TJ Pugh averaging 22 points this year, has 2 points right now for the Whippets. And during that timeout, TJ Pugh got subbed out. Minutemen up 17 with the basketball. 7:11 to go in the fourth quarter. Spears will inbound to Caden Berry, who had to make a great catch to save that ball. He gets it to Schaefer here on the near wing in front of us. Schaefer dribbles up top. Now he dribbles far wing. Schaefer gets it off to Berry, to Pack. Isaiah Pack up top to Spears. Pass was deflected, but Spears got it. Spears dribbling now near the volleyball line. Trying to get into the lane. He does. Kicks it out. Caden Berry on the far wing. Berry will skip it near corner. Danny Schaefer almost pulled up for three here in the corner, but didn't. Now he'll dribble up top. Gets it to Pack. Dump down. Max Waldrop catches on the near block. He goes up and in! And another foul! Oh my goodness, the Minutemen. They've got to have a record of some sort for and one attempts tonight. That's got to be their 7th or 8th and one of the night. And Max Waldrop's had at least 3 or 4 by himself. And I think when we look back at the highlight reel, that pass from Isaiah Pack to Max Waldrop, he put that thing on a dime to get it over the defense. And Max with a great catch and finish. And he will make the free throw, so he's 2 for 3 from the line tonight. Minutemen up 20. Coach Hamilton urging the Minutemen to play up and play hard on defense. Minutemen into a 2-3 zone. Gossam has it to Hill on the far wing. Hill into the lane, throws up a runner, and it rolls in and out. Rebound to Kleinecht. Drew Kleinecht gets the ball to Dylan Spears. Spears will bring the ball down the floor, and the ball's loose, but Caden Berry gets it back to Spears. Far side, Waldrop for 3 in the far corner. It's good! Max Waldrop for 3, and he's got 19 points. Minutemen up 23. Lewis on the other end, and they're going to get a foul on Dylan Spears. Just when you think the Minutemen have the momentum, they get called for a tic-tac foul. But Minutemen up 23, and in the blink of an eye, Max Waldrop now has 19 points. That was the 3rd foul on Dylan Spears, by the way. Minutemen have 6 this half. Caden Eichler will come in for Spears, and I'm sure this will be the last time Spears will sit on the bench this year. He'll be back in just a minute, probably to finish out the game. Inbound pass deflected out of bounds by Drew Kleinecht. It'll stay with Shelby. As Andre Hill will inbound underneath his own hoop. Hill gets it into Holloway, who just checked back in for the first time in a while. Air ball's a 3, rebound Drew Kleinecht. He'll get the ball to Caden Berry. Berry bringing the ball down the floor in a hurry, gets into the middle of the floor, dumps it off. Caden Eichler, reverse layup is good! Caden Eichler with a heck of a finish. Minutemen up 25. Coming the other way, Grant Gossam lays it in quickly as they beat the Minutemen back down the floor. Inbound comes to Berry. Gets the ball to Waldrop, who brings it across midcourt. Waldrop gets it to Depperschmidt. Ball's deflected and tipped out of bounds off of Depperschmidt as Max Waldrop brought that ball aggressively down the court, but stopped right at midcourt and picked up his dribble, which you're not supposed to do. Minutemen up 23, 57-34. 5:23 to go in the ball game. TJ Pugh with the basketball, near side to Lewis, into the corner, and now back up top to Hill. Hill to Holloway, to Pugh, now to Hill in the near corner. Up top to Lewis, a long three on the wing, short, no good for Lewis, but the ball's tipped to Pugh. He lays it up and in off the rebound. That's only the 4th point for TJ Pugh. Minutemen up 21. And so the referee just called a 5-second call after Max Waldorf had thrown the ball. So not exactly sure how that works. Bit of a delayed call there. And it took the Minutemen too long to get the ball inbounds, so it'll go back to Shelby. Minutemen up 57-36. 4:57 to go in the ball game. Pugh inbounds to Grant Gossam. To Hill. To Pugh on the near wing. Pugh working against Caden Berry. Skip pass to Lewis, who had to go up and make a great catch on the sideline. To Hill, up top to Pugh. Pugh for 3. That one's no good. Rebound Caden Berry. Berry being double teamed now, full court press. Berry breaks it though all by himself. Gets it across the timeline. Ahead to Drew Kleineck from 15 feet on the baseline. It's good! It hit the back of the rim and then rolled in for Kleineck. And he's got 3 points now. And quickly on the other end, Lewis is fouled as he goes up towards the hoop. Man, that shot by Drew Kleineck hit the back of the rim. Went up as high as the top of the backboard and then fell right back into the rim. Great shooter's touch there by Kleineck. Minutemen, after that first made free throw by Jackson Lewis, are up by 22. Kleineck will sit down, so will Caden Eichler. Starting 5 back in for the Minutemen. Second free throw for Lewis is good. Excuse me. And the Minutemen up 21. 4:26 to go in the game. Berry takes the inbound, gets it to Spears. Spears trying to throw a pass down the floor to Schaefer. It's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Lexington. As the way Shelby's bringing that initial double team, when Lexington inbounds the ball, it's leaving Lexington wide open down the rest of the court if they can get past that initial double team. Schaefer will inbound on the baseline, gets it into Pack on the far wing. Back to Schaefer in the corner for 3. That one's way long. Rebound Gossam. Outlet pass to Andre Hill, who's streaking down the floor, goes up, lays it up and in. Timeout Shelby. And it's going to be a 30-second timeout with 4:10 to go in the ball game. Minutemen still up 19, 59-40. As leading the way for the Minutemen in the scorebooks is Max Waldorf with 19 points, and in fact, he leads the game in scoring right now. Right behind him is Grant Gossam for Shelby with 18. And then after that, Danny Schaefer has 13. Those are the 3 players in double figures in this game, 2 for the Minutemen, 1 for Shelby. And as of right now, with 4:10 to go in the game, Lexington has a 59-40 lead. And this place is pretty rowdy tonight, and much deserved for these Minutemen who will play on this court for the final time tonight. They'll have to break this full court press here out of the timeout. Max Waldorf throws it in to Isaiah Pack. Pack back to Waldorf. And he gets it near side Caden Berry. Berry gets it ahead to Danny Schaefer. Schaefer is going to be fouled by Andre Hill. And that is the 6th team foul on Shelby. So the rest of the way, both teams are in the bonus. With 4 minutes to go exactly. And Dylan Spears will inbound on the far sideline for the Minutemen. Minutemen up 19. Ball comes into Caden Berry. Berry on the far wing, gets into the lane, puts it up, left hand, no good. Rebound is going to be tipped around and grabbed by Lewis. Gets the ball to Hill. Ahead to TJ Pugh on the far wing, wide open for 3. That one's short, no good. Hits the top of the backboard, though, and that little rope that holds the backboard up, and that's, of course, out of bounds. TJ Pugh has just been cold tonight, and a lot of that is due to this Minutemen defense. They have not let him have any open looks. Max will throw it in, a long baseball pass. Dylan Spears is wide open, goes up and slams it home with the right hand. Dylan Spears gets a dunk on senior night. And there's going to be a timeout here on the other end as there's an injured Whippet. As Johnny DeVito down on the floor, who I believe took a hard screen. And he'll limp off the floor. As DeVito, I didn't see it as I was looking ahead here as Spears came open, but I think on the Spears that got, or the screen that got Spears open was a hard one on DeVito. 61-40, Minutemen up 21 on the other end. Gossam is fouled on a reach in, and that is going to be the fourth foul on Dylan Spears. As Camden Walter gets set to check in, the big man for the Whippets. And he'll come in for TJ Pugh. And actually, no, correction. He'll come in for Marshall Shepard, who just checked in for a moment there for DeVito when he was injured. And the first free throw for Gossam is good. It's a 1-and-1. Second free throw for Gossam is also good. He's got 20 points tonight. Minutemen up 19, 61-42. And the inbound, Caden Berry is going to step on the baseline. Might have been pushed from behind, but in all fairness, he caught that ball way too close to the baseline for comfort, and that little nudge he took from behind was enough to push him out of bounds. So Jeremy Holloway will come back in for the Whippets. Andre Hill will inbound the ball, and he tried to get it to Pugh, who wasn't looking. It's stolen away. Coming the other way, Caden Berry is going to have a wide-open left-hand finger rolling in. Minutemen up 21, 63-42. On the other end, Pugh goes up and lays it in, and one. So that, a couple of late baskets here by Pugh may save his stat line for the night. He's only got 6 points, but even that looks better than what he's played tonight. 63-44, Minutemen up 19. TJ Pugh to the line. His free throw is good, so he's got 7 now with 3:21 to go in the ball game. And Camden Walter will check back in again. He's been subbed in and out here like twice in the last 20 seconds of game time. So Waldrop will inbound to Schaefer, back to Waldrop. Ahead to Berry. Berry back to Waldrop. Across midcourt, Dylan Spears is wide open on the far sideline. Now he'll drive into the lane. Near side, Schaefer for three on the wing. That one's short, no good. Rebound Walter. Outlet pass to Pugh. He brings it down the floor against Caden Berry. Tip clean, and it's going to be stolen away by Spears. Spears coming the other way for the Minutemen. Ball's tipped away from behind by DeVito, but Spears gets it back. Up top, Max Waldrop with it, and he'll get it back to midcourt to Schaefer, up to Berry. Minutemen up by 18, 2:45 to go, and TJ Pugh's going to be called for a reach in there as Caden Berry was just trying to dribble near midcourt. As Pugh was reaching there for quite a while, but it's been a physical game tonight. It's been one of those weird ones where it's been really physical, but there have still been a lot of fouls called. A lot of fouls have been left out there. It's just been one of those odd games where you don't know what they're going to call on any given possession. They'll call a tic-tac foul on one end, and then player will get blasted on the other end and no foul. And then the opposite will be the case on the next possession as Caden Berry hits the first free throw of a 1-and-1. Berry now into double digits, and 3 of the seniors for the Minutemen into double digits here on senior night. Max with 19, Danny with 13, and now Berry with the second free throw has 11. Minutemen back up 20. 2:40 to go in the fourth quarter. On the other end, Andre Hill has it up to DeVito. DeVito on the far wing, and almost another steal for Caden Berry. My goodness. Caden Berry's stat sheet here on steals. I mean, he's filling the stat sheet with them. He hasn't gotten credit for a lot of them, though, because he's got a bunch of tips that other people have taken. But the Minutemen heading into this quarter had 9 steals, and they've got to have at least 3 or 4 more here in this quarter. And a lot of those, like I said, Caden Berry doesn't have credit for them, but he's caused a lot of them. First free throw was no good by DeVito. Second one is good. Minutemen up 19. 2:36 to go in the ball game. That was DeVito's first point of the night. Schaefer with the basketball, gets it ahead to Spears across the timeline, up ahead to Caden Berry. Nice dump off Drew Kleineck, lays it in! Great full court press break by the Minutemen, and Kleineck now has 5. And Danny Schaefer almost steals a pass here on the other end. Ball's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Shelby. Minutemen up 21. Shelby with the ball, 2:21 to go in the fourth quarter. DeVito up top, gets it to Holloway, and now swung into the corner to Gossam for 3. That's off the side of the backboard. Rebound, Caden Berry. Berry is going to have it stolen away by DeVito, and Dylan Spears trying to get a block on DeVito's layup, goes down hard, and he's writhing around in pain. And he does get up, though, but I think he might have come down on his side. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him. Spears has had a rough night taking hits, and already had a bloody lip tonight. And that may be his final time as he checks out. That was his 5th foul. They updated it to 4, but it was his 5th as Dylan Spears sits down for the final time here at home. And a great night it was for Dylan Spears as he even got a dunk on senior night, his 3rd dunk of the year. DeVito on the other end will shoot free throws for Shelby. His first one is good as it rattles in. Minutemen up 20 with 2:09 to go. Drew Kleineck also sat down there at that last substitution attempt. Don't know if we'll be done seeing him tonight, though. Max Waldorf gets the rebound on the missed free throw by DeVito. Coming the other way, Schaefer with it. Minutemen up 20. Schaefer gets it to Max. Waldorf. And he tried to get it to Schaefer, but Schaefer had moved, stolen away. DeVito brings it the other way. He lays it up and in. So DeVito now with 4 points, all here in the fourth quarter. Minutemen up 18. Ball comes into Jack Depperschmidt. 1:45 to go in the ball game. Depperschmidt to Waldorf. Waldorf up ahead to Caden Berry across midcourt, far sideline. Berry's going to be nudged from behind by Jackson Lewis. And Caden Berry will head back to the line to add to his point total. Basically, at this point, if the Minutemen take care of the ball and make free throws, there's no way they can lose this game. But they've got to take care of the ball and make free throws. As Ethan Hunter will check in here after the first free throw. It's a 1-and-1, though, so Caden Berry's got to hit this one for Hunter to come in. And if he's coming in for Berry, this will be an ovation to remember, I'm sure. Berry's first free throw is short, no good. He wanted to stay in the ball game. Rebound, Johnny DeVito. He comes the other way with it. Gets it into the corner near side. Lewis for 3. Hard off the back of the rim, no good. But a tip in by Grant Hyatt is good. Inbound comes to Schaefer. Minutemen up 16 now. 1:25 to go in the game. Max with it. Far sideline to Depperschmidt, excuse me. And Jack Depperschmidt's going to be fouled. So Depperschmidt, who doesn't take very many free throw attempts, is going to head to the line, and Caden Berry will sit down for the last time here at home for the Minutemen to a standing ovation from this Lexington Minutemen crowd, and a much-deserved one as well. And Caden Berry definitely had a senior night to remember, that is for sure. First free throw for Depperschmidt rattles around and falls down, so he is now up to 5 points in the scorebooks. As Caden Eichler will check back in for Danny Schaefer, who will sit down for the last time. And Baden Forup will get into the game for the first time on varsity, and he'll come in for Isaiah Pack. And Max Waldorf standing around at the free throw line, looking around as if to say, "You're not going to take me out, coach?" "Not yet? Okay, I'll stand right here." So the only senior left out there is Max Waldorf. Depperschmidt's second free throw is good, so he's got 6 points, and now Hudson Moore will check in for Max Waldorf. And Max, with a great senior night game, he'll sit down with 19 points tonight and lead the way for the Minutemen. 1:15 to go, Minutemen up 18. Hill with the ball far side to Hyatt on the wing. Hyatt drives baseline, throws up a runner, no good. Rebound, Hudson Moore. Moore, outlet pass to Depperschmidt. Depperschmidt ahead to Caden Eichler, who gets it over the timeline. Eichler on the near wing, dumps it down to Baden Forup. Back to Eichler into the lane, dumps it off to Baden Forup. Off the glass and in on the near block. Baden Forup with his first varsity action of the year, and he gets into the scorebook. And on the other end, Hyatt on the wing. Ball swung around. Now back up top to Shepard. Into the corner to Hill. To Holloway on the far block, lays it up and in. The lefty with a right-handed layup on the far block. 35 seconds left, Minutemen up 18. Depperschmidt with the basketball. Being hounded by Hill. Depperschmidt still hasn't gotten it across midcourt, and he'll do that now. Depperschmidt driving in on the near wing. Skip pass to Eichler. Eichler near side to Hunter. Ethan Hunter. Skip pass to Depperschmidt, 15 seconds to go. Minutemen up 18. Depperschmidt up top to Hudson Moore near midcourt. He'll hand it back off. No, he won't. Hudson Moore near side to Ethan Hunter on the sideline. And Hunter will hold the ball and run the clock out. Minutemen are going to win it on senior night. 71-53, and the students storm the court here at Lexington as the Minutemen finish 13-9 on the year. And they easily handle Shelby here at home on senior night. And a great win it was. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with final stats from senior night, and you got to stick around to hear who the BP Electric player of the game was and the BP Electric play of the game as well, as Lexington gets a big win to end the season here at home, 71-53. And you heard it all right here on VSBNradio.com.
Still need to do some Christmas shopping for the women in your life? Check out A Material Girl, a locally owned women's boutique where there's something for everyone. A Material Girl specializes in hand-picked women's clothing at an affordable price, and they are now offering free shipping on orders of $30 or more. Check out fashionbyamg.com. That's fashionbyamg.com.
RFME wants you to know that not all insurance agencies are created equal. Some separate themselves by the experience and knowledge of their agents. Roby Foster Miller Eric, RFME, can trace its beginnings back to 1872, and as a group, their insurance professionals can point to over 130 years of insurance experience. Add to that the dozens of highly respected insurance companies that they represent, and you see why they are Mid-Ohio's insurance leader, RFME.
Buying your dream home is something that you'll never forget, but the process can also bring stress. Finding the right house, making the right offer, selling your old house. Don't let the process become overwhelming. Instead, let Joshua Kennedy with Coldwell Banker Maddox McCleary Realtors take on the burden for you. He was born, raised, and lives right here in North Central Ohio. Serving the area for nearly 10 years, Joshua Kennedy can help you sell your house and put you in your dream home today. He's always accepting new clients, so give him a call today at 419-571-1699. That's 419-571-1699, or email jkennedy305@gmail.com. Joshua Kennedy of Coldwell Banker Maddox McCleary Realtors, working for you and with you from beginning to end to make the process as smooth and as enjoyable as possible. jkennedy305@gmail.com.
Locally owned and operated, the Life Support Team is a medical service providing emergency, non-emergency, and standby medical coverage 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their paramedics and EMTs provide the highest quality of care in your time of need. If you need medical transportation, call the Life Support Team, 419-522-2020. If you want to become a member of the Life Support Team, they're currently hiring EMTs and paramedics. To find out more, give them a call at 419-522-2020.
BP Electric of Ohio doesn't supply electricity, but they do keep the power flowing to meet the needs of your family and business. Using only qualified electricians, BP Electric of Ohio has been serving the entire state since 2003. free. Their service department offers a full range of residential electrical maintenance services, including panel changes, fixture replacement, outlet repair, exterior services, and more. BP Electric of Ohio is located in downtown Lexington and online at bpelectricofoh.com. Proud to be the presenting sponsor of Lexington basketball on VSBN Radio.
For all of your insurance needs, from auto and home to life and workplace benefits, Douglas Neighbors Allstate Insurance has you covered. Doug Neighbors is a proud supporter of VSBN Radio and Lexington Minutemen Athletics. His office is located at 1367 Park Avenue West in Ontario, so stop in Monday through Friday, or you can give him a call at 419-529-2313. That's 419-529-2313. You're in good hands with Douglas Neighbors Allstate Insurance.
This is former Minuteman Nick Leisure, and you're listening to Lexington basketball on VSBNradio.com. Go Lex.
Back here at Lexington High School, a very happy Lexington High School, as they win it on senior night, and not only do they win it, they absolutely manhandled the Shelby Whippets tonight, 71-53. And you know what? This is going to be the cheesiest thing I can do, but really it's hard to choose. I'll be quite honest. If I have to choose one player for the BP Electric Player of the Game, it's going to be Max Waldorf. He had 19 points, played a heck of a game, 7 rebounds. He did a little bit of everything. 2 assists. But really, not one senior on this ball club played poorly tonight. So I'm going to give the BP Electric Player of the Game to all 6 seniors. They all deserve it. Drew Kleineck came off the bench, gave you 5 points, some big rebounds. Isaiah Pack had a great game. He did his usual 6 points, 6 rebounds. Mr. Consistent had 2 block shots. And then Danny Schaefer into double figures with 13 points. Caden Berry with 11 points. It was just a great game. Dylan Spears only had 7 points, but had a huge dunk. Had a big 3 in the second half when the Minutemen needed one. And even the non-seniors, the younger kids. Baden Forup got into the game and made his first bucket on varsity. Jack Depperschmidt had a great game with 6 points, hit 2 3-pointers. You name it. If you got onto the court tonight for the Minutemen, you did well. So Minutemen win this one 71-53. Leading the way for Shelby was Grant Gossam with 20 points. But tonight, I'm not going to bore you with stats. I'm just going to let you enjoy this win as the Minutemen beat Shelby and end the season 13-9 with a big win over Shelby. Got a few scores from around North Central Ohio I want to pass along. St. Pete's beats Gallion 52-47. Sandusky beat Bellevue 64-39. Jackson beat Mansfield Senior 61-40. Ontario ended up winning against Madison 53-44. Buckeye Central falls to Colonel Crawford 73-42. And Upper Sandusky beats Winford 87-52. It's been a fun one. It's been a great season. We'll be with you next Friday night at Bucyrus as Lexington takes on Ontario. But at least for the regular season, it's been a fun ride, and we have been very happy to have you along with us all season long. And like I said, next Friday night at 8 o'clock, Lexington will play Ontario for the sectional championship at Bucyrus, and we will be there to bring you all of the action, and we'll be happy to do so. Minutemen in the regular season, 13-9 with a big win over Shelby here on senior night at home, 71-53. Have a good night, everybody.